Hey guys, Dummy24 and welcome back to another episode of Becoming a Better Tanker. In this one I want to talk to you about map strategy on Lakeville and on your regular standard battle. And again, this is going to be a map strategy, not map tactics. There's a huge difference. I've been seeing some other YouTubers putting up places on where to sit and so on and so forth. That's tactics. That's not strategy, but I digress. Anyway, Lakeville itself obviously has a huge lake, as you can see here, smack dab in the middle. This map has three avenues of attack. The valley, the lake road or trail or whatever you want to call it, I just usually call it the road, and the city. The way you want to defend this one, because, whoops, wrong button. The way you want to defend this one is you want to have 1 to 2 or 2 to 3 tanks guarding the valley, guarding the road here, and send everybody else to the city. This is going to be a really good place for tank destroyers. You could do a lot of work here. You could sit, if you were a tank destroyer, sit back here, sit over here, maybe in the back here, or arty. You could do the same thing on the opposite side. Put it right here, maybe back here, or in the far back. If you're going to guard the road, sometimes you can go on the road itself, maybe at the base of it, or at your base, or even on the side. There's some nice bushes here. You can get a nice side shot. If you're on the green team, you can sit down here and get some side shots that way. Now, why do you want only 2 to 3 tanks to be in these positions? Well, it's because these, as you can see, are incredibly narrow and they're tremendously easy choke points on this map. Right around here, between E and F and the E and F line on 2, there's a little bit of a hill and it has the mountain on each side. That creates a nice little bottleneck so that these tanks in these different positions that I showed earlier, when the tank crests that hill and starts to get into the opposite side, you can just light them up, especially with 2 or 3 tanks. That should be more than enough, especially tank destroyers, top tier tank destroyers. And if you're talking about top tier tanks, since they're bigger than, a tier 2 or 3 or even 4 or 5, you knock 1 or 2 of those guys out and they're going to have a very, very difficult time pushing through here. That's why you only need a couple tanks, 2 to 3 tanks, to defend it effectively on either side. Even if it's a heavy push, you can coordinate your fire, knock out one guy who's going to slow down everybody else, and because it's a hill, they have to crawl up that hill a little bit before they can get their gun down on you. With the gun, depending on their gun depression, they'd have to go a little further, and then obviously exposing themselves to more fire before they can get their guns on you, and so on and so forth. Same thing here, because the trail is because the road is so narrow, it's very easy just to have somebody sit in the back, let them come all the way down here, that's fine. If they rush you and they get all the way down to right here, your job is like 10 times easier, because you can sit there as a TD or a even a heavy tank or a medium tank, putting fire on the people that are right here, and a couple guys from the city can come out. Now you got 2 different angles. You got the direct fire, maybe even have help from somebody from the valley, direct fire, and the side fire on these guys that are on this road. You can stop a very strong push with just a few tanks. So with that being said, everybody else needs to go to the city. Now the way that these games are typically played on pub games anyway, is that you generally have an even split. So you figure even if you have, say, 3 arty, which is kind of typical, 2 or 3 arty, out of 15 players, if 3 of them are arty, that means you got 12, and typically the people are going to split evenly. So you're going to have 6 tanks in the valley, 6 tanks over in the city. And maybe, say, 1 of them goes here, so whatever. Even numbers makes it easier. So if you have 2 or 3 here to stop 6, that means you're also going to have the extra 2 or 3 tanks over into the city. So if the opponent does an even split, 6-6, and you do 3-9, you have an extra 3 tanks in the city, an extra 3 tanks coordinating their shots on 1 tank or 1 enemy per time, an extra 3 tanks to flank, so on and so forth. Um, it may not seem like a huge difference, but the difference is tremendous. 3 tanks is a huge. Uh, I don't know what's the correct word I want to say, but it's just a huge boost to your assault or your defense or whatever. 3 tanks makes a huge difference, and we're gonna see that in this game. So with that, let me just move this down, and then let's begin this. We'll speed it up here. And this strategy. Obviously, like I said, pub games is gonna be a lot harder to do this kind of stuff because you have to be able to coordinate. You have to have discipline. Pub people, they just all for one and one for nobody. You know what I mean? They just or however I want to say that. They do it. They're lone wolves. They don't care about strategy. They just want to go wherever they want to go. And as you can see right here, this is kind of turning out like your typical pub game. This is a tier 8 game. As you can see here, I'm telling too many people are in the valley. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 in the valley, 7 down the 7 if you include the one that's going down the road. We've got 2, 3 going to the city. And then you see here we have the top tier heavy in the Luva or low or whatever you want to call it, saying he's going to snipe, which is kind of ridiculous, but I digress. So anyway, I try to do whatever I can, and I go to the valley, and as you can see right here, already by seeing all the people that are on the map, all the enemies that are on the map, we don't stand a chance. I mean, we got the Type 59, he's already down to 71% health. We got the T-32, must have taken a shot from people on the road over here. We got the AMX 1375. So we got 2 tier 8s, we got 1 tier 7, but he's a scout. And as you can see, I already called it as a loss because of the split. Let's see here. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Just off the original count, we don't know how many people are truly here, but 6 that have shown up at once, with 4 of them heavy tanks. And let's see. 1, 2. 4 of the heavy tanks. 2 of them are top tier heavy. One's a tier 6, one's a tier 7, but we also have a top tier medium, or 2 top tier mediums. So they have a pretty strong force there. Oh, I think the second IS-3 just came up right here too. So there's 2 IS-3s. So actually they have 3, 4, 5 heavies in the city on 4 of us. 1 was a scout, he's already knocked out. 1's the medium, he's almost gone. I don't have the top tier gun, and the T-32 is just taking side shots from these people on the ridge here, or on the road here. So let's see if we can speed this up a little bit, because it's awfully brutal.
We're low on fuel. Penetration. Enemy armor is destroyed.
And see, it's just forced me to decide where I'm going to, where I'm going to shoot. And you can see I got a little salty here. And then it's just an easy envelop for them. Look at T-34 sitting in the back, T-26 sitting in the middle. He's probably all right for T-26. He shouldn't be pushing. Top tier heavy and you're low in the back. You got your second tier heavy, T-29, sitting in the back. Instead of pushing, what are they doing? They're sitting in the back. Ridiculous. And it just makes it incredibly easy when you have such uneven numbers like that to just swamp aside, especially on this map. Once you get the city and you win the city, it's so easy just to roll the flank, knock out whoever is on the road, or knock and come up from behind the valley guys. So easy. And the thing is, this is common. This happens all the time in pub games. And that's pretty much all she wrote. So again, guys, if you're gonna play this map, and you don't have, if you're playing as on this map, playing as a pub, and you don't have any friends or anything, try to even the splits. Even if you know you're going to get murdered, chances are that's going to be the only thing you can do, is just try to split it up evenly. And if you're in a clan, perfect. You get 2 or 3 guys, especially in tank destroyers, 2 or 3 to watch the valley in case they put a big push. 1 to 2. It doesn't have to be all tank destroyers. Could be a heavy and a medium or whatever. 1 to 2 to watch this medium here, maybe, or this middle. Maybe have one medium tank that just kind of plays as a rover. And if say they're pushing hard in the middle, the medium tank will come on over, give some extra fire or back and forth. Send everybody else to the city. That's how you play this map in a nutshell. But pub games don't really, pub people don't really know how to do that, and it's hard for them to coordinate and everything else. So with that, guys, I hope you enjoyed this episode. Hope you liked it. Hope you learned something from it. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know what you think, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.